Max Stirner against self-help. Stirner's premise amounts to a rejection of the difference between potentiality and actuality in human behavior as unfounded and illusory. Stirner critiques the commonly stated imperative, use your strengths or make a bigger effort, and the commonly held belief, had I used more of my strength or made more of an effort, I would have succeeded. Or had you used more of your strength, you would have succeeded. In it, Stirner invalidates the usual excuses of the sort, had I only tried more, made more of an effort, I would have succeeded. Because that belief or excuse presupposes that at that point in time and in that situation, the individual had additional strength to be used, for which there is usually no evidence. Now a quote from Stirner's main work, Der Einzige und sein Eigentum, or the only one or the unique one and his property. This is from the chapter Ich, that is from the part that goes Ich, der Eigner, mein Selbstgenuss. Now, one might call out to a person, use your strength, but this imperative would imply that it is a person's duty to use their strength. That is not the case. Rather, everyone naturally uses their strength without needing to consider it their task or duty. Everyone, at every moment, uses as much strength as they possess. People often say of someone who has been defeated that they should have exerted more strength, but they forget that if at the moment of defeat they had actually had the strength to exert themselves, for example physical strength, they would not have failed to do so. Even if it was just a moment of discouragement, it was still a moment of powerlessness. Certainly, strength can be sharpened and multiplied, especially through opposition or support from others. But where its application is missing, its absence can also be assumed with certainty. One can strike a spark from a stone, but without a strike, no spark emerges, just as a person also requires an impulse. Therefore, since strength always manifests itself naturally, the command to use it would be unnecessary and meaningless. Using one's strength is not a person's duty or task, it is their ever-present actual action. Strength is simply a more concise term for the expression of strength. End quote. This concluding paragraph, Stirner most probably, likely, had gotten from Hegel, who claimed that there is no force outside of its expression, that is, there is no force which effectuates thunder in the sky, rather the thunder itself is the force in question. Another quote from Stirner from the same chapter. Yes, if people were as they should be, as they could be, if all people were reasonable and loved one another as brothers, then life would be paradise. Well then, people are as they should be and can be. What should they be? Surely not more than they can be. And what can they be? No more than what they have the ability, the strength to be. And that is precisely what they truly are. Because what they are not, they are simply incapable of being. For to be capable means to actually be. One is not capable of anything that one is not in reality, just as one is not capable of doing anything that one does not actually do. End quote. This brings to mind Schopenhauer's dictum that what separates the philosophical minds from the unphilosophical ones is their understanding of the determinism in men's actions and in events.